welcome to another episode of Keeping It Real Estate. This week's episode got the homie Brittany McDonald, aka the Crown's Realtor. Big time. What's up, Big Time? I call her Beyonce. Big time. Brittany, what's going on with you? How you doing? Talking to the mic. Don't be afraid of the mic. Bring it closer to you. Yeah. Right. You fine. All right, Brittany. So if y'all don't know Brittany, man, Brittany is very much a what do you call yourself? An introvert? Yeah. That's what you call yourself. She calls herself an introvert. She's very she seems shy.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. I believe you. Ever since meeting you has let me know that that's a real thing. People call themselves introverts all the time, but I've never met an introvert like you who's also in the public eye. Right? I mean, we're talking 94,000 followers. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was never my intention to get that many, but it is what it is.
94,000 followers on Instagram. And we'll talk about that because I definitely want to dive into just who you are and what got to that level. But I remember the days before that. So we're gonna dive into that a little bit, man. But give these people what they want to know, man. Tell people who you are. Who is Brittany McDonald?
I'm just a girl from a small town in North Carolina.
Small town? You from Pinehurst? Was it Pinehurst, Southern Pines? Which one?
They all the same.
They all the same. Oh,
Southern Pines. They
all the same. I'm gonna look to my camera. Mike, I want you to remember that. She said they all the same. She's from that area. My boy tells me all the time, he's like, nah, we not in Pinehurst. We in Southern Pines. Because I'm a golfer, so I know that area.
Well, if you're not, people who aren't from there, they're like, where is that?
Right, they call it Pinehurst. But again, only people that really know that area is golfers.
Yeah,
So
if you're from there, it's not all the same. But if you're not, it's all the same.
I feel you. So you out there in the, it's like the Sand Hills, right? And that's what it's called?
Yeah.
What was it like growing up out there?
Terrible.
Really? What's so
Boring.
terrible?
We had Walmart's, Food Line, Harris Teeter, and the movies.
That's it?
Yeah. You want to hang out, you go to Walmart or the parking lot or the movies or that parking lot.
Was like everybody went to the same school? That kind of town?
For the most part. So if you were in Southern Pines, Pinehurst, or Aberdeen, you either went to Pinecrest, which was the public high school. Mm-hmm. If your family had some money, you went to O'Neill. Most people went to Pinecrest.
Oh, okay.
And then about 30 minutes away was another school called Union Pines.
Yeah.
But everybody went to one school pretty much. Pretty much.
Everybody knew each other. So what kind of, I mean, going from a small town to Charlotte, what kind of pushed that move out here?
My cousin used to live here. She went to King's College, and that's how I ended up going there. And now I'm still here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brittany, I need you to give me a little jazzle. Give me a little jizzle or something. Give me something. So you King's College. You came down here to go to school.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. What'd you major in? What was your major?
Graphic design.
Ooh. And you still use that? Because every time I talk to you, you real technical with like stuff like that. So even the social media kind of background, or what we were going to talk about with your social media background, that graphic design kind of helps with that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it comfortable? Has social media? Have you gotten comfortable with what social media has given you so far, or no?
No. I don't think I'll ever be comfortable.
Yeah. So
I like being behind the camera, not really in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm introverted, it's very uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
It's super awkward.
So let's talk about how you kind of got into real estate, right? We know what we know about you now, but what was the driving force to just getting and trying real estate? Where'd that come from?
It came out of the blue. So one of my girlfriends was like, Brittany, we should get our real estate license. And I was like, what we got to do? She was like, we just got to take a class. I was like, all right. So I did it. She didn't. She folded on me. So I went through with it. I had to take the class a few times. And then I passed the class. And then I had to take the exam a lot of times. And I finally passed that. And now I'm here.
How many times did you take the class? Because I got a story. I took the class twice. How many times you take the class?
Okay, full disclosure. The CPCC class sucked. So that was the first time I did it. And then I did it at JY Monk twice.
Yeah. CP didn't count.
CP didn't count.
Yeah.
So we just going to say I took it twice.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, I took the class twice. what was the toughest part for you about the class? Was it, I mean, because obviously you said your friend didn't come, so for you to actually go back and take the class again, you obviously like something about real estate.
No, I just don't like losing.
Okay.
So I was
Competition.
like, well,
Love it.
I didn't pass this time. I'm going to keep doing it till I pass. So I finally passed the class. I'm not like a studying person.
Yeah.
Like I hate to study. I can't stay focused on it. So studying for the class test was the hardest part. And then the same thing with the state portion of the real test that we have to take. I didn't study for that, but when I finally did, I passed it. I passed the national the first time.
Yeah.
I took the state a lot.
And that's a common thing. I passed the national first too, and then had to retake the state portion a good bit. But I mean, that's
what's a good bit?
I mean, I'd say at least 3-4 times.
Okay, well, I got you beat, but we gonna keep going. Let's talk
about. Yeah, I mean, people don't see that, right? And I think that's the part that's the toughest is people don't realize that, you know, we got to this point, or even just got in real estate was a tough road. Just even committing to taking the class and passing the class, and then going through and taking the exam and passing the exam. And there's 2 portions to that exam. Mm-hmm. It's like, my goodness, you guys did all that just to get this, you know, this license. So you got your license. Tell me about the process after you got your license. Where'd you go? You know, what firm did you choose? You know, coaching. What happened?
So there was this girl from back home who was licensed, and she was like, "Oh, just go." So I was like, okay, because I didn't know any other firms. So I went. I was like, I can do this by myself. Totally can't do it by yourself, because whenever you get your license, you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
Because they only teach you the laws. They don't teach you how to actually do a transaction, how to get the business, all of that stuff. So I got licensed in July 2017. By November 2017, I was like, I can't do this. So I joined the team. I stayed on that team for 6 months, I think, because by the summer I had left, and then I went out on my own. Yeah. Okay.
What made you, so other than just the fact that what made you feel like you couldn't do it on your own?
Well, I didn't know how to do a transaction from start to finish. Like, I had no clue.
Yeah.
Like, none.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? Like, if I felt like I wouldn't be serving my clients if, you know, I were to get one and did not know what to do. Like, I would fumble through, and that's not okay.
Yeah, no, and somebody said it on an earlier podcast. I can't remember who said it, but they said something about, you know, real estate doesn't have an orientation period. You know, so it's no real, you know, sit down. Even the training classes, you know, well, it's not even just that it's not that they suck. It's you just don't get true hands-on experience with training classes.
The ones that was like all fluff to me. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with this information?
Yeah.
Like, they hype up stuff that was unnecessary to me. It's unnecessary in terms of how does it help a client get through a transaction from start to finish.
Yeah.
How do I get to the closing table? That's what y'all need to be teaching people.
Yeah.
And at that time, they weren't.
Yeah.
They were teaching you how to, like, host an open house and some stuff about a contract. And I can't really remember, but it wasn't helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like in real estate, you learn by doing.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing, you're not learning.
Right.
So I joined a team so I could learn those things.
Nice. And that helped you, right? You understood you learned how to do the process from start to finish. And then what next? After you joined the team and then you said, I can do it on my own, you did it, you branched out on your own, then what happened?
I did. So on the team we got all of our leads from, like, Zillow. And that was cool. I did a lot of leads through Zillow. So when I left the team, I did Zillow on my own. That was a waste of like $8,000 because the leads sucked. So I was like, this ain't working. So by then I had joined Costello.
Yeah.
And I had, like, started seeing you on Instagram and stuff. And I was like, let me talk to this black man.
The black man.
he can feel where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, because I was on a team with, can I say
this is you can say whatever you want. This is a podcast.
So I was on a team with, like, all white people. Everybody know they don't got the same struggles that we have. So I was like, let me talk to Jerell.
Yeah.
So then I started getting coached and mentored by you. And at that time, I wasn't doing Zillow anymore. So I was just trying to figure out, well, how am I supposed to get this business if I'm not getting it through Zillow?
Yeah.
that shit has been a struggle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no lie.
But that's what people need to. That's really what this is. This is an open. I really want people to get a glimpse into the real.
Yeah.
Right? I think people see what people put on Instagram and they go, man, this is they living the life. They doing this. They doing that. But there's a struggle behind that. There's a hustle behind that.
Yeah.
And it's sitting here with somebody right now that 94,000 followers, and she's like, look, man, I'd much rather have the business than the followers.
Yeah, because
right?
followers don't. Maybe for some people, followers translate to closings, but for me, they don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all trying to buy a house or not?
And I can only imagine. I mean, you think about it. I do what I call just my. I try to focus on gaining new clients through social media. Right. I do a lot of that. At one point, 2019. About 40% of my business was from social media.
Yeah, I want all my business to come from social media, but I gotta get the right people to see, not the people who are trying to date me or trying to send me flowers.
But that's exactly what I was getting to, right? It's for me. I mean, it's not that hard for me. As I get followers, I respond to my followers and say, hey, thank you for following me. If my content is doing this, blah blah blah. But I can only imagine the amount of followers that come in on a daily basis for you to be able to respond directly to each and every one, to figure out who is here for real estate versus who is here for hey, you look nice, right? So I could only imagine that struggle, or just that trying to build a business with that hurdle in the way. But even with that, there is some positive to it, right? Well, give me some positive that's come from it. I mean, I remember 5,000 some odd followers, and then 25, and then 50, and then you had a $1.2 million deal.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were sitting in the office, and I kept refreshing Instagram, and it never just kept going up and up? That shit was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, we were literally sitting there watching it go up. I refresh it again and it go up.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I ended up getting a really good client turned friend from Instagram. That family came around. I think I had like 20,000.
Yeah. I think it was like 20. I think it was like 25 because it was in May, right? Yeah.
So I did meet that family, and we're still communicating. They're good friends of mine now.
Yeah, yeah, and that's important. Taking those relationships that you gain through, whether it be social media or whatever, taking those relationships to the next level, and kind of just turning them into long-term friendships. Because what happens is when you meet these people, yes, you're doing a transaction for them, but you have now that you're a big part of their life.
Yeah.
Right? These people, if they don't hear from you after that transaction, it starts to look transactional. But the cool part is, if you're truly genuine in what you're doing, that relationship is going to turn into way more than transactional anyway.
Yeah.
You want to keep in touch with them. You want to say, hey, how's the baby? You're pregnant? You whatever. So those things are kind of cool. And that's for me, that's cool to see. I actually watched you go through that from start to finish. So that's cool to see. Why the transition to noir with me? I remember, Costello. I mean, I get it, but why the transition with me?
So for me, I saw the value in you, having you available to answer all my questions, because I be having a lot of them. And I didn't really feel like I got that at my other firm or the one before that one.
Yeah.
So that was really my reason for it, because I needed your access.
Yeah.
So that was why I did it. And I
just
was like,
me?
well,
That's it?
Yeah. Like, I believed in your vision too.
Awesome.
But I'm like,
thank you. Yeah.
I felt like that was a no-brainer for me. Like, if I see the value in you and I'm getting your value, then the least I can do is join your firm and, like, support the cause.
Yeah.
I guess it's a cause.
It is a cause. We are striving to just, we are different than majority of the firms in the area, right? There are other black firms out here.
They ain't us.
No, they're not. But again,
they ain't noir.
They're not. But the best part about it is, man, for me, I don't see competition, right? I see other people trying to do the exact same thing, and if we can kind of help each other out, there's a transaction right now that I'm hoping goes through for one of the agents, because the other firm is an all-black firm. Those are the kind of things that I want to see. I want to see one black firm doing a transaction with another black firm, and we shed light on that, right? So if we can get that offer accepted, I think we'll do a nice little piece on that too, because that's what this is really about. It's not about, just, oh yeah, we all black and we gonna, black power this, black power that. No, it's we do represent ourselves, and we can't change the color of our skin.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that. People, we, hell, let's be real. The fact that it's 2023 and we're still talking about who's the first to do something.
Yeah.
So for us to kind of just step into the light, we're not the first, but for us to kind of step into that light and accept it, and be on the scale of what we're doing right now with social media and people having their eyes on us, and we keep succeeding, we keep pushing forward. That to me is what this is all about. What give me some hurdles. What do you think was your biggest hurdle so far in the business? And it may be something you're going through right now, but what do you think your biggest hurdle has been so far?
My biggest hurdle is... What's my biggest hurdle? Damn, I got so many.
Think about oh, shit. Think about it.
My biggest hurdle is... My biggest hurdle is forming those connections with people, because I feel like I'm so closed off because I am introverted.
Mm-hmm.
So on my Instagram, people don't see me. They see what I want them to see, but it's not me personally,
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel like I hope this don't bite me in my ass, but I feel like if you're trying to buy a house or sell your house, you need to know how I handle my business. I don't feel like my personal life is very important, because you either like how I handle my business or you don't.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would be focused on if it were me or any business that I patronize or whatever. How do you handle your business?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's terrible, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
How's the experience? If it's terrible, I'm not coming back.
Right.
If you're not on top of everything, I'm not coming back. So, like, things like that are important for me. So I try to prioritize those things and not so much prioritize my personal life. But people want to like the people that they work with too. And I'm like,
yeah,
if you give me a chance, you will know that you'll like me.
You'll know I'm fun.
Yeah. Like, I'm a cool person. So it's like, but I don't know. I just don't drop the ball when it comes to my business. And I just try to highlight that, and I don't think it come across well.
No, but that's the thing, man. I've seen it, and I think one of the goals that you have this year that you said was to talk more.
Yeah.
And be out there more, and I think that's going to give people an opportunity to see you. Even just being on this right now, this is not the biggest platform in the world, but being open. I mean, you're introverted. Even this conversation, it started, when we started this was, you were kind of like, I don't want to do that, or I'm, the feelings of it. So, but the more you get used to this, the more people can get into getting to know Brittany McDonald, right? And I think that's important.
I think that's the missing piece.
I agree.
I swear. I'm like, well, damn. If I'm doing all this marketing, like, I do a lot of marketing, like a lot, more than anybody that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, damn. I should be seeing X results, and I don't. So it's like, well, what am I not doing? And I feel like that's the missing piece that I'm not doing. I'm not connecting with people.
Yeah, but that's the goal for this year.
And I'm not praying, so I've been told.
And you're not
and
praying.
I'm not
And you're not praying.
That's why my life ain't going right.
So we're gonna change both of those this year. We're gonna change both of those this year. We're gonna pray a little bit, and we're gonna get out there and meet more people, and kind of get out of a we call it a shell, but we'll get out there and talk more. But I think that's gonna help you, right? I think anybody that's watching this episode is going to get a chance to see that Instagram isn't the end all be all, right? It's get a chance to get to know who you are as well. We all don't have as many followers as you, but outside of that, people have gotten a chance to get to know me. Mm-hmm. People have gotten a chance to get to know these other agents. And, I asked you before we got on air, do people stop you and go, are you the Crown's realtor? And you was like, yeah, I had somebody stop me the other day and ask me that. But again, by people doing that, that's you stepping out of that shell and being in front of them. But now you've got to connect that. Now you've got to take that to another level. Yes, I'm the Crown's realtor, but hey, do we stay in the same building? Or if they saw you walking your dog, you have a dog, whatever. But connecting those dots, we called it small talk back when we were at Costello doing the those coaching sessions.
Like, why are you doing that?
Right? Quick story. We went to a networking event, and I had to kind of pull you away from the. I was like, "Come on, let's do it."
I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lady from Carolina Home Inspection. She was talking to me by the window, man. It was the awkwardest conversation ever, and I was like, thinking to myself, "Well, what do I say now?" It was so awkward.
Yeah. But these are real issues,
Why do
man.
people think I'm awkward?
No, I don't think you're awkward, but I think these are real issues. But here's the cool part, Brittany. You can be a spokesperson for somebody that feels exactly like you.
Yeah.
Somebody can watch this and go, I relate to her. You know, I am doing everything that the society is telling me to do to get my business to grow, but I'm so introverted, or I can't step out of my shell yet. You know, so you have an opportunity just by having this conversation here, opening that door and kind of saying, you know, accepting it. Yes, I'm introverted. I'm telling the world I'm introverted. Y'all give me a shot, give me a chance and get to know me. And you'll see I laugh a good bit. I have a good time, you know, so
goofy, low key,
you know, so things like that are fun. You laugh the whole episode. So things like that, man, people can watch this and relate to it. And I love that about what this platform is doing is giving people that opportunity to see that side of an agent or that side of a lender or whoever else comes on this podcast. But I want people to dive into keeping it real, right? I want people to see that side of you. So if you had 2 pieces of advice that you would want to give to new agents joining the business, what would it be? Just give me 2 pieces of advice.
2 pieces. Get a mentor, coach, or join a team. And I'm going to give this one because it was an experience that I had whenever I was on the team. Have your own CRM. Like, don't put your personal sphere into your CRM because when you leave, all of those contacts are up for grabs. So I'd have, if you're on a team, have your own CRM.
Nice. How would you suggest somebody find a mentor? If they don't join a team, how do they find the right mentor for them?
Well, I found you on Instagram. Okay. I don't think I had seen you in the office prior to, or did I? I can't remember.
I think we've had some run-ins. I remember because I think Dwayne was our connecting piece, and I think one day I remember walking they had that little back section back there, and I remember walking past and I waved because I used to just speak to all the black people in the office. Yeah. And I waved and you waved back. Kind of excited.
Super awkward,
yeah, but you was like really excited. I was
before you start talking.
So even with that, so even with that, just interaction. I mean, you know, black people. Once you see somebody more than once, you become friends automatically. So that's just kind of how it went. But yeah, I mean, but outside of finding me, but still, I mean, if what route would you take would you say just go on Instagram? Would you say
I wouldn't say that.
Look
but
at
if
stats,
you're on
numbers?
Instagram, no, I don't think stats and numbers are important. Because are they? I think for me, who somebody is as a person, how they handle their business is far more important to me. I feel like those translate more to my personality type versus numbers. Yeah. Because I'm not like I'm not like one of those pushy people. So like somebody could do a whole lot of business, but it's because they're like one of those car salesman type of people, and I'm not like that. Yeah. Like you get all of your business through forming connections and relationships with people, and that's what I want to do. So I feel like we connect on that level. So I was like, let me talk to him. Yeah. And he black, so he understands. Yeah. Like he understands the struggle of having melanated skin. Yeah, and in a business that doesn't really kind of like, help. You probably got ran off from knocking on somebody's door too, like, and I did, and it hurt my feelings really bad. So I was like, he gets it. Yeah, so. And people, you know what? I mean, let's face it, right? People don't realize that that some people may not have a racist bone in their body. Some people may not understand racism. Yeah, but that's something we have to deal with on a day-to-day, right? And I think once I won't even say I cracked the code, but once I found out how to be successful in this business in my skin, the first thing I wanted to do was share it with people.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference between me and a lot of other black agents in this business. I won't say in this city, but just in the business period. Everybody's always about them. You know, they about themselves. But the first thing I wanted to do was tell everybody, like tell all my black people, like, yo, it's a way to do this. So that's where the team came from. And then even building this firm, giving people a sense of pride. And I didn't want to name it, you know, Jerell Fields team, you know, things like that. So giving people a sense of pride and being happy to embrace the skin they're in and know that they can still be successful. So that's dope. Now, that's two great pieces of advice. One segment I added halfway through my season was you get a chance to ask me one question. So you interview me one time, ask me any question you got, and then I answer it for you.
One question.
You
need to tell me all of this.
That's what I leave it off.
Ready.
I leave it off on purpose because I don't want nobody coming in here with the damn essay monologue question. I want it whatever's on your mind. First, one question.
All right. This is a good question.
All right, what you got?
And don't edit out it either.
I ain't gonna edit out.
This
What
is
you
a
got?
really good one.
Go ahead. You can ask me about people leaving. You can ask me about all kinds of stuff. Go ahead.
You know I always call you, I have a nickname for you, Finessing Ass Jerell. That's your nickname, and I always say that to you.
Uh-huh.
How did you become so good at, I wouldn't say it's finessing, but it kind of is, because you can sell water to a well. How did you become good at that?
That's a good question, and I still feel like there's pieces missing. But I at a young age, I was just a hustler, man. And my dad, I'll say this, my dad was a hard worker. My dad's line name, so he's an alpha, I'm an alpha, but his line name when he plays was the hustler. So this mantra of this guy I was looking up to was he never complained, always went to work, you know, came home, never talked about how bad his day was, whatever it may be. But we always had food, whatever it was. If I wanted something, my dad always told me, if I wanted something, you got to go get it. Don't complain, just go do it. I used to cut grass for fruit snacks. Like if I wanted to go, this is you think it's funny, but I'm so serious. If I wanted to go to, if I wanted snacks, I would cut grass an hour, $20. And I'd go walk myself to Bilo, which was on the corner, and go get me 2 boxes of Gushers and snacks. Like that's the kind of stuff I had to do. When ROTC, and I just posted this the other day, when the ROTC kids was selling candy in class, I used to be like, man, they making money. Like I thought they were making money for themselves. I didn't know they were raising money. So my mom, we used to go to Sam's. I was like, Mom, can we buy those? So she would buy like the bundle packs, and I would sell them to kids in class.
I used to do that I used to have a little stand outside my mom's house.
Yeah.
And then everybody that lived on our street would come buy snacks for me.
That's it. So for me at a young age, I just learned how to go get and kind of sell people on, you know, this is why you should buy these snacks versus those chocolates, or, you know, this is why I would be best fit to cut your grass because I really, really need this money. So it wasn't that I finesse people, but I learned how to kind of, one, command attention to where people just, not really command the audience, but I could learn how to command attention to where people, when they looked at me, they at least felt what I was saying. I prefer face-to-face conversation over a phone call any day, because I want, by the end of that conversation, you're going to understand that I mean everything I say. So it's not that I finesse people. I truly dive into what's going to pull at their heartstrings or what's really going to get them to agree with me. And that's really what it is. It's
but you be coming up with like
off the top
answers
of my head.
off the top of the head.
Because again,
like you freestyle it or something.
I do. So for example, and we'll use an example that you gave me before, right? What happens when somebody opens a door and you don't have a script? All right, well, what am I there for? I'm here to tell you exactly how much your house is going to sell for, why I'm the best person to sell that house. And if you don't use me, this is what you're missing out on, because obviously nobody else is going to do this. Nobody else is going to do that. So for me, off the top of my head, I'm telling you exactly why I'm here. And again, pulling at your heartstrings, at least giving you the feeling that this guy came out here and is going to hustle and work to try to get this done. So for me, it's not that I just think of it on top of my head. It's already in there, I know why I'm going into each situation, whether it be to knock on the door, whether it be to, you know, if I go to close this $1 million listing, whatever it may be. I know the situation. So I'm approaching it with everything already in my head to where I don't need to write it down. I'm going to speak to you from the heart and the truth.
You should be like our, you should be like Noir's, what do they call them? Inside sales agent.
Yeah, call this line. Yeah, call this line.
You
I
have
got you.
you say all the right stuff, so it's like, you should just be like our sales agent and then just like pass us the stuff.
Nah, listen, I am a sales agent.
You should write our scripts.
So you saw the newsletter I sent out, right? We're working on scripts. You didn't read the newsletter?
I read part of it.
You read part of it? You didn't miss it.
I read the January 27th part.
Well, there's a part in there where we talk about scripts, and we're working on scripts, and we're working on all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely. No, I'm with it. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, be different, stand out, and that'll be part of it. Yeah.
We're gonna get all the deals if you writing it.
That's it. That's the goal, right? If the plan is to build market share here, man, and that's what we're trying to do. 2023 is going to be a big year as far as learning, taking action. That's my word for this year. 2023 is action.
Mine's growth.
You know, that was my word in 2019 when we started the team.
And you definitely.
And
grew.
I didn't even know. Like, my word was growth. But by May of 2019, we started the team, and I was like, oh my God, that's my word, growth. But yeah, Brittany, listen, I appreciate you joining me on this episode. Again, giving people, being truthful, being yourself, being honest. I mean, that's all I can ask for people that come on this episode or on the podcast. They keep it real. So thank you.
Real estate.
Yeah. So look into your camera. It's about the awkward you're gonna get. Look into your camera. Let people know how they can get in contact with you. Drop your social media tag, which people probably know, but
yeah, because I'm the Beyonce.
The Beyonce. That's what I call you.
The Beyonce of Charlotte.
How's it feel?
Real estate.
How's it feel? I say it all the time. Beyonce, how's it going?
Oh my
But go ahead,
God.
let them know.
So if you're on Instagram, The Crown's Realtor, YouTube, I have like a couple videos on there. Same thing. TikTok, same thing.
Yep.
Like all my handles are The Crown's Realtor, even on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to buy a house,
That's it.
Click the link in the bio.
Click the link in the bio. Get on her.
Buy
schedule.
or sell your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, man. Everybody knows how to get in contact with me at SoByrell on every platform. The firm's Instagram handle is at noirgroup_LLC. We are here. Find out why we're different. Brittany McDonald, The Crown's Realtor. I appreciate you joining me on this episode. Until next time, homie. Good job.